This was my tier list 50 hours in. Golden Plat. After mostly solo queuing, Marvel Rivals, into GM, I can tell you, I think of the characters differently. Some characters I know that are still top. Anyways, let's remake the tier list. Start with the tanks. The worst tanks are a tie from two of the bottom tanks is probably Penny and Groot. Groot could separate targets, but he has high damage. Ultimate combos are endless. Unlike Penny Parker, she just camps and uses her spider mines. Thor, I think he's a great tank. He has sustain, does high damage, can get burst down. Counterpart is Venom. Venom is played less, but you could still get a lot of value. He's a good dive tank. Has a lot of health, can interrupt it a lot. I don't think any of the tanks are bad right now. Other than these two. They're still usable. They don't get that much value. I think Magneto. Magneto is one of the ultimate solo tanks. Would get more value than Doctor Strange. Or Doctor Strange could be played instead of Magneto. Get more value than him, but still probably a better solo tank in most scenarios. He can protect himself better. His shield has unlimited health for a short time, unlike Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is a great tank. Doctor Strange could ult and get massive follow up. Ult, I think, is a great tank. Or the ultimate dive tank. Hulk can jump in, jump out. Shield is incredibly durable. And he does high damage. More damage than Venom. But Venom's more survivable. Ultimate. Well, it depends, you know. If you want to run dive, play those two characters. Or Hulk and Doctor Strange. Or with Cap. Very good. Thor, on the other hand, he could guard your characters. Like, it's kind of like a one-way interaction with Wolverine. Wolverine does counter Thor because he's a tank. He has a lot of health, but Thor can shift and stun lock him, and Wolverine could get focused down. So he's kind of good against Wolverine, but gets countered still. And Magneto's like the best tank against Wolverine. Say Magneto and Thor. And these ones, it depends. Doctor Strange, I feel like not that good against Wolverine, but if you're playing Hulk or Venom, you get actually destroyed by Wolverine. Lose like 1,300 health so quick with Hulk if Wolverine's messing with you with full charge. Anyways, let's start out with Wolverine. He's a hard pick. He can get tremendous value in Season 0. A good brawl character. Probably one of the best. Start with Scarlet Witch. Let's get you out of the way. Scarlet Witch is one of the worst duelists in the game. Lowest damage. You can't really get much value. You could play other characters, get tremendous value, like Star-Lord. Holy cow. You belong in S tier. He just does so much damage. His ultimate is guaranteed kills if they don't have a support defensive ult. Like unblockable. Scarlet Witch, you're not getting that much value. You could get a double kill or a triple kill in silver with her ultimate. Or in GM, the Doctor Strange could teleport for you, and you could go through it and get a triple kill. But she's going in the bottom. In the bottom right now. Iron Man. Iron Man belongs. He's great. He's great, good, and bad. In higher play, GM, Diamond, say he's A tier or B tier. If he's getting healed, you're running the right support, Cloak and Dagger, maybe a Luna or Mantis or Adam. Easily heal him, you're good. You can get healed. But if you have Hulk, Iron Man team up, it could be A. So it's in between here. I like to think about her sometimes. Storm's kit is worse than Iron Man, but her ultimate's better, but she doesn't have that much play. She doesn't bring that much value. After season 0, she'll probably be like A tier at least, with her team up and buff. I've seen her buff. Talk about the elephant in the room, Squirrel Girl. Doesn't most people, 90% of people or 95% of people like not playing this game that much would say Squirrel Girl does not give that much value. Doesn't do that much. She belongs in F, but she brings more value than Scarlet Witch. She's played more than Storm. Penny has played more than Squirrel Girl, but in scenarios on a defense, they have a Doctor Strange. She's getting a lot of value if you just shoot the biggest target, wherever it is. She could kill the flanks really easily too. Not a bad pick. If you could hit your shots with her, she brings in a lot of value on certain maps like Tokyo or Null Essence, the Venom map. Let's talk about Spider-Man. Unless you're Necrox. If you're Necrox right here, this is Spider-Man. This is Spider-Man right here. Well, mostly right here. Plays him like no other, but if you're like a good Spider-Man, you belong here. And if you're an average Spider-Man, you're here. If you're barely playing Spider-Man, you're like right here. He has a good ultimate though. He's a good flank. Can get in and out. He has a lot of mobility. Could cancel strange teleportation if you're behind enemy lines. You got Psylocke. Everybody would be putting her as, oh, she's meta. She's average. She's better than average, but brings in some value. Her ultimates like is worse if you're together. If you, I don't know, if you're playing Cloak, you just right click the ability with everybody in it and you don't really die. Or especially like a Loki, if we all group up, the Loki just shifts. The Psylocke's not killing anyone. Her ultimate's like quite weak. Her damage is good. She's one of the easiest DPSs to play. I tell you what. She gets more value than Iron Man in playability. So far, this is like playability, how people play. Like, you must play these characters. I guess this is more a playability tier list, but this is how much value. Now, this tier list is how much value and playability characters have, honestly. And Wolverine has a B tier playability, but he's going in A because he could get more value against tanks. If there's double tank, he could make the tanks have a hard time. Let's talk about Sam Meadows' Iron Fist.
I'll kill Iron Man. I'll kill Iron Man soon. Ready?
Said it wasn't that good. The only one who plays Sam Meadow and gets value. But Iron Fist is average. He's a good flank. If you're playing someone like Hawkeye and Iron Fist blocks 2 of his shots, Iron Fist will have 420 health. And he will kill the Hawkeye. Depending on who he jumps on. If it's just one person, not that much movement, and he blocks his attacks, then Iron Fist is going to probably kill him if he has enough time, if they're not getting healed. Assuming they don't get healed. You can also block ultimates like Iron Fist's ult. But in GM, I've played like 40 or 30 matches, and I've seen maybe one Iron Fist. So he's between C and D, just doesn't get that much value. Like, gets more value than Storm, less value than Spider-Man, I tell you what. Talk about let's talk about Black Widow. She's a good sniper. She can't one shot in the head. It's kind of balanced. Not played that much. She's a good sniper, but she belongs pretty low. Talk about Magic. A great character. His melee flank, good ultimate. Good sustain, better sustain than Iron Fist. Better kit than Iron Fist. People play him more than Wolverine. But I don't. Magic is good. Magic is not. I feel like Magic is not better than Wolverine, though. In some scenarios on team lineups, yes, Magic is better. And Magic could get more value. Usually gets more value than Wolverine. In some scenarios, Wolverine can get just as good value with than Magic, but she is played more and gets more value easier. Moon Knight. Moon Knight is godlike against comps that are cluttered if they're all covered in a group, like all together. He's really great. Does a lot of damage. He could get ultimate in like a minute and 10 easily, or 40 seconds, or 50 seconds. I don't really play him. I know how good he is. I've seen people play him, get tons of value. Sam Meadows sometimes swaps to him if they're all cluttered. Does a lot of value, and his team throws. But yeah, Moon Knight, situational. I mean, he could be a bad pick on some team lineups, like against some team comps, he could be really bad, and you have to swap. But on some team comps, he'd be carrying you. Very good. Punisher. Punisher is average or good, and like most characters, like 90% of the characters, he could be bad and you have to swap. Depends on the situation. You could line up a corner, be in the back, position good, poking them with the turn. You're gonna get tons of value. Feel like I didn't talk to Captain America or talk about Captain America that much, but Cap could jump on the Punisher's turret, and if he's alone and Cap sometimes getting healed, he could block most of his shots, punch him a few times, slam, get him out of turret, or kill him by himself. Pretty much, if like he gets shot once by Luna or something, definitely kills the Punisher turret or the Punisher too. Some people like Gale. If you watch Gale, he could get a lot of value. Like against Magic, Psylocke, even Wolverine, if you pull out your shotgun, a 2-shot or 3-shot, most of them in the body, like you're not gonna get headshots like in high rank. People don't just stand still when you're gonna headshot them. So you might get a headshot sometimes, luckily, but I feel like he's better than Psylocke and Iron Man. I've just been seeing like people in late in the season, 2 days until the season ends, people play Punisher more than Psylocke. Well, the people that play Psylocke, it's been failing for them because we know how to go anti-dive. Loki, Namor, um, Magneto even is great against Psylocke. Magneto's fantastic. Winter Soldier. Now, if you're playing like Wanted, he belongs here. Be 5 or 6 characters in meta right there. I say he's a great character. He's played he's played more than Magic. You could get a lot of value with Winter Soldier hooking in the tanks if you kill them, or hooking in a squishy, they're dead. You know, his ultimate, you could chain it, keep on chaining it again, 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 again. Keep on doing that. Let's address the strong characters in the room. All these strongest. Namor. Namor is so great. With Luna and Namor, if you have a Luna, you could just play Namor, even if they're not flanking really. Well, if they have one flank, you could still play Namor and get tons, tons of value. I feel like more than Winter Soldier. And he's just so easy to play. Namor. If you get his shots down, you hit those shots, position your squids right, you could get to Diamond easily on computer. Season 0 with Namor, you could climb and climb. You tell people what to swap, like 1 or 2 people what to swap, like solo queuing. Change the support. Black Panther. He's an amazing flank. You could get tons of value easily in a lot of people's hands. Or he can be right here and not get that much value. If they have sleeps, Loki, Namor, um, Hulk, Hulk Mag, or Hulk Doctor Strange, you're jumping around Hulk, you're checking left, right, checking behind, you're checking for the Black Panther flanks, you're putting pressure on them when you have a Namor. And if you have a Namor Luna, it just counters them so tough. What were other DPS that counter Black Panther? Is even the Punisher. Like the Punisher, like if they're close quarters, if he's not shifting and Eing and throwing the spear, just bouncing around, and you could shotgun him, then you could kill him easily if he um Hawkeye. Hawkeye is awesome. In the right hands with many people, Hawkeye, he can get tremendous value. Hawkeye, if you go Penny Groot, those are the if they have a Penny Groot and you go your team has a Hawkeye, you're getting tremendous value. Hawkeye counters those two tanks so hard. They're so easy to hit. Their headshot hitbox is humongous. So situational, like Hawkeye is a great character. His weakness is to get flanked. So like even like Venom counters Hawkeye better than Hulk. If Hulk jumps on him, Hawkeye's not gonna flinch, but Venom jumps on him with his dive ability, where he goes into a ground right by him, he gets launched up in the air, it's gonna mess up his aim. Same with Hela. Hawkeye is better than Hela at a range, so if Hawkeye is further away, he's gonna get more value than Hela. But Hela has the better ultimate, and Hela gets to get her ultimate blocked better by Doctor Strange. So what do I think? I think for this season, Hela gets more value than Hawkeye by a range. Hawkeye beats her. These two characters up here does not mean that a character like Black Panther counter them. Oh, why is Black Panther down here? I put that as a gag. Black Panther belongs here. Let's talk about Iron Man. Iron Man, a lot of low ranked players do not understand how Iron Man gets value. Also with the Hulk team up, he gets tremendous damage. And Iron Man could just poke from afar and just bomb them. Far away that Punisher could barely hit him, and his shots are barely hit him. Like the poke does not work against Iron Man. You would need a sniper like Black Widow or even Hawkeye to even kill him. I think Star-Lord is deserves to be up here. Star-Lord gets tremendous values. He's the better DPS than them. These guys always get banned. And then Star-Lord's here, he just does like he doesn't do so much damage like these guys headshots, but he does like a little bit less of a percent than damage than those two, but he puts out so much damage and he has better mobility than those two characters. I put these guys like top right here. Say the order goes like this. This is what you mainly want. If they go Hela and Hawkeye, and your team goes Star-Lord, your team might need to go Hela too, or Hawkeye. Adam, let's go over the support. Adam is a great support. In high rank games, we sometimes have triple support like Adam, Mantis, and like a Cloak and Dagger or Rocket Raccoon with Star-Lord, and you could just res again. And then Adam also reses. And Adam has high damage. He is vulnerable to the flanks, though. The dives. Jeff the Shark is easily the worst character in high play. Gets to low GM or high GM, Shark is not played like at all unless you could carry him off the map, and that's when he's played. But he's the worst support by far. Rocket Raccoon, you're better than Jet. Rocket Raccoon this season has high healing. He does, his healing is better than Jeff by far. And in some scenarios, if you're not grouping up, if you would play Luna, you alt as Luna, and your team's not with you, Rocket Raccoon can have more healing than you, than your Luna. But if you play in a line or a corner or together with Rocket Raccoon, he's healing more. And he could revive one random person with BRB, give your teammates armor and jetpack boots. He's alright, but there's better support here this season. Mantis, you're awesome. If there's a diving tank, you could sleep the Hulk, you could sleep Venom, stagger them. You're awesome. Your ultimate is, in some scenarios, if a Doctor Strange ults your team and you Mantis ult, it's going to survive easier than Luna Snow. Because Mantis gives you overhealth, Luna just gives you healing at a burst of a second. Her ultimate lasts longer. I feel like the future people are going to learn how to play against Snow, not use that many ultimates when she don't use your better ultimates when they have Luna ult. Some scenarios Luna's better than Mantis, but Mantis gets a lot of value than, I've been seeing Mantis get more value than Luna. Mantis also does more damage than Luna and can give your teammates damage boost. When you're running the triple support comp, Mantis, Adam, and one other support, Loki or Cloak or Luna. I usually have Luna banned, that's too much. Ban one of the supports are really good, but you have those supports and you press E on Star-Lord and you give him damage boost. He could build his ult so quickly. He does so much damage. He would be better than Hela, like in some scenarios, but they're both really good. These three are very good DPSs. Hela's weakness, I didn't say her weakness, but it's pretty obvious. Like, it's the same as Hawkeye, but if you just jump on Hela, her movement is so clunky. She press shift, she turns into a bird, and she goes in one direction. We can jump on her pretty easily. I gotta say, Cloak and Dagger are great healers. Some scenarios, they're better than Mantis and Luna. She has a lot of burst healing. You could take point. I feel like you could take point easier, but Mantis ult is just as good. I'm not too mistaken, but I feel like Cloak and Dagger ult lasts like a second longer. She gets tremendous value. And in the elephant in the room, Loki. I feel like Loki is. Some people think Loki is average, but that's just such an understatement. He counters dive. He has so much burst healing with his shift. If there's 3 dive people in the back and they're not good at shooting your totems, you could 2v3 the divers for like 7 seconds. You could make them fall back. You put out all your decoys out, you get tremendous value. You could, like, if you have your decoys out, all 2 of them and yourself, and the Black Panther dives, it's just you. And he's like, he uses all his abilities on you and he's stuck, you're killing him every time. Loki is very anti-dive. Cloak and Dagger is very anti-dive. YouTubers would be saying Mantis and Luna are anti-dive in the beginning of the season, but Loki and Cloak and Dagger prove to be more anti-dive than these two supports. Although they do have CC, which is very important. If you could hit it, like if you could hit it 60% of the time, then you're playing at a great level. If you could somehow get 70 or 80% CC, then you're playing at these guys' level. If you time your abilities right, if Cloak times her right click right, or Loki times his left shift, and he could get out, reposition. Loki could just reposition so many times. So if no one's flanking on the sides, how Loki gets so much value is if no one's flanking on the sides and you're just playing main and you just put your decoys in the back, you're healing a ton and you're doing damage a ton. And the only character that could do as much damage is Mantis. And Rocket has an ultimate for damage. It's not really defensive, so you're down here. If Rocket had a defensive ult, maybe if he was given Mantis' ult, he would be in probably lower S right here. But he does not have that. I feel like this tier list pretty much sums it up.